Today on the Skid Factory, we're at Maguire's MotorEx and the crowds are starting to roll in. Let's go. Welcome back to the Skid Factory. We're here at Maguire's MotorEx at Melbourne Showgrounds, a yearly event that attracts the best cars in the country and also some of the coolest street cars. We're in the real street, I don't know, alley, laneway.
Yeah, hang on, won't be walking too fast.
Yeah,
let's check out some of these cars.
We're walking past all the cool cars. There's some really good stuff here. This one here, I'm going to have to bring attention to because this is right around my era. And it's a VH, I don't know if it's a real Brock Group 3 or not, but it's it looks good.
It says Group 2.
Group 2, okay, well...
+1.
I've ruined that. See, these things had European, because this is actually a European car originally that we've made into an Australian car. It's an Opel design. So Irmscher is a European or German wheel manufacturer. So they put these cool Irmscher wheels on them back in the day. And these are actually replicas that are made bigger. But this particular one's actually got an LS swap, which is going to be pretty common around here. So as I said, you don't win if you got an LS swap. Can't really walk past this beast. This is a Lincoln Continental, I guess. And of course it's got a Barra in it, because why wouldn't you? This would have had some wheezy Lincoln V8 in it that used a lot of fuel and didn't move, so the Barra is going to be the opposite way around, so kudos. I mentioned winning before, and what I was referring to is that we are going to judge what we think is the best or coolest engine swap out of all the real street entrants. And we might have a little contender over here, and by little I really mean it. We've got a Mighty Boy, and it's got a 13B turbo rotary in it, which I reckon that's a contender. The Mighty Boy's kind of like I guess it is a K car, but in Australia they had bigger engines than what K cars had. They definitely did not have rear-wheel drive 13B turbos in them, but that's what it's all about. I approve. Got a little K10 ratted out Corolla here. It might actually be ratted out. It's probably just old and that's what it looks like. I suspect that if the Hoff hasn't already owned this, he probably will at some point. You just got to have a long enough timeline. Hey guys, we're looking for engine swaps. Can you help us?
Is that dirty barrel?
Oh yeah. Does that count though? Because it almost bolts in.
It counts.
Does it? Is it yours?
No. On the taxi.
How can you not love an EL XR6 front though? How good does that look? You love it.
These utes are pretty interesting because they started out as an XD in like 1979 or something, and have stayed right through a whole heap of different front ends. They then had no utes, so they just kept going and eventually just replaced the entire firewall forward with a whole new mechanical sort of suspension setup. Put the current Falcon engine in, this is 15 years later, put the front on it, and they come up real nice actually. I'm a bit of a fan of these. I do believe we might have one parked in our car park actually.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
So what's happening with that one,
Speaking
Alan?
of engine swaps, yeah. It's not going to be a Barra though. Yes, you are seeing a D40 Navara with a Barra in it. There's just no stopping them down here in Melbourne. We just ran into this fella and he happens to be the owner of the Mighty Boy with the 13B turbo in it. This is Cameron. Can you tell me why on earth did you put a 13B turbo in a Mighty Boy?
I had a plan for years. Just took a while to find the right running gear. The car popped up and I'm like, now's the time to do it. No one's done it yet, so yeah.
And can you tell me how deathly dangerous that car is?
Well, this morning driving it here from Lansfield in the rain at 5 a.m, not ideal. But on a dry road, it's actually pretty good.
All right, I got to tell you, mate, you're a contender. So crowds are starting to flow in now, so we've got to bustle our way through. A few elbows here and there. We're going to have a look at this VF wagon over here. Oh no, it says LS3 on the front. That's a good sign. It also has a massive turbo on it, which is a green flag for us.
I know whose car this is.
Whose is it?
It's Andy.
Andy J's. Looks like Andy J's got a YouTube channel, so check it out.
Right on, Andy J.
Pretty sweet. This is not uncommon in the Melbourne car scene to have a sweet LS powered car with a giant turbo on it. Oh, look who we got here.
What's happening there, mate?
Jabin's here.
I'll tell you what, that chili last night, whatever we ate at the place, is actually repeating on me something fierce.
Oh, dude, I was the same.
It's fine, bro. It's fine.
It's fine I fly home. I've ruined Melbourne, but that's all good.
It was a succulent Chinese meal though.
It was a
wasn't
succulent Chinese meal.
I think he just walked out before we walked in, old mate, succulent Chinese.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Well, this isn't technically an engine swap, but it is a very, very cool old Nissan. It's either it's a SD33, so a real old diesel. It's got lots of pipes and stuff, and presumably a turbo under there somewhere.
Here you go. Scan the QR code to find out more, guys.
I might have to change my no LS engine swaps rule for this one, because it really does look like a 308, and I applaud that. This is a bit along the lines of our Nova swap, but the old retro look.
It looks tough too.
What do you reckon? Is it still out of the running because LS?
I don't know, I like that Mighty Boy. That is probably your most unique so far.
Got a nice clean looking LH or X or something Tirana here. Actually got a big block Chev in it. I reckon a nice HARROP blower would go really well on there and make it even more deadly than it probably already is. Here's the dyno setup. We've got MPW Performance running this. Here's Adam.
Hey,
the man
mate.
himself.
How are ya?
Yeah, good, yeah?
Yeah, good.
What do we got on the dyno here, mate?
This is a 427 cube trick flow cylinder head with a HARROP 2300. So
It looks like the old HDV.
yeah, it's a HTV because it's still cathedral port. So this is just a turbo 400 deal. Super nice car, actually.
How much power are we expecting to see out of this one?
From memory, this thing, it's still on low boost. This thing makes just over 450, I think, from memory. We haven't had it on for a while, so we'll see what it does.
What do you call low boost?
About 8-9 pound.
Hey, Dean.
Hey man.
How are ya?
Good.
That's a nice NA combo, isn't it? Oh yeah.
NA, huh?
Oh, NAs. Get some bottle temp in it. We're gonna heat the bottle up. How's that, eh?
Yeah, good, hey.
I don't have to heat my turbos up though.
You're not out of party yet.
Are you not happy with that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, we got beanies though.
Got the drifting going on over here. They're not having much trouble getting sideways on account of the liquid horsepower. Little Corolla, that's Jared Klingberg. We went for a drive, or he drove us around. When was that? At Summernaps, a couple of years ago.
I thought that thing was JZ, but it's obviously not now.
Doesn't sound JZ anymore, does it? You know why it didn't sound like a JZ? Because it wasn't Jared's car. His is the wagon that looks the same.
Hey, Jared!
That looks like that one I had, or one of the ones I had, except it's got an RB26 in it. It's getting pretty ruckus in here. There's a lot of people and a lot of car noises. But here's the main purpose of why we're here. We're at the HARROP stand. There's lots of cool Supercharger setups. There's a couple of new products that are about to be released for some older engines. We'll have a bit of a look at them later, but for now we're probably going to sign some autographs and, I don't know, kiss some babies.
What up, my cheese?
The Benjamin.
How you doing?
It's a nice hoodie.
That's a nice finger you have there. That's a nice hoodie too.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
You know where you can get a really, really nice HARROP hoodie?
Where?
At the HARROP stand.
That does make sense.
They're on special, bro.
Yeah.
What are you up to?
I'm just chilling out with eBay actually, doing a few demos this weekend.
Got a sneaky Japanese sports sedan here.
My
Saloon.
JDM M3 over there, which no one actually knows about yet, so don't put the video out too soon.
Sorry, bro. Your son's coming out next week.
Well,
You probably shouldn't have bought it to the biggest car show in Melbourne if you didn't want anyone to know about
scooping
it.
my wares again, bro. This is like the third time.
Scooping my wares. Got any 2K barras?
2Ks? Plenty of 2Ks in Melbourne. Actually, surely there's some green tops around here.
Yeah, I reckon.
They're probably all sitting there with split doors though.
I'm sure there should be a stand just selling green tops. You might not recognise this bloke, but we talk about him quite a bit on our show. This is Jamie from Raceworks. He is the lifeblood of us getting shit done with all our Raceworks products, so we appreciate your help, Jamie.
No, it's 2S3. It's good to have you guys here. Haven't had you to Melbourne before. Unfortunately, it's freezing, but you're probably feeling
Freezing
a bit more
and raining.
You're probably
Yay.
feeling a bit more than we are. We're a bit used to it,
Yeah.
but it's great to have you here.
The seat's too small.
That's the smallest size.
We're here in Raceworks stand, and pretty good example of all the stuff that Raceworks does. They've actually a lot more stuff than what we have shown on the show. So you've got all your electrical connector stuff here, all Deutsch, all this nice stuff. We use a lot of that sort of stuff. There's a bunch of throttle bodies and fuel pumps. It's all in there in that catalogue, so have a look. You just got to hunt your way through it. We've got Project No Mang from Full Boost here. It definitely probably doesn't mang, but I would question whether bragging about the sound of a Barra is better than a V6 Commodore. I'm going to leave that up to the comments. It's not which one sounds better, it's which one doesn't sound the worst. How you doing?
Hey, look, but don't touch up.
We're just counting down to the reveal of Adam from MPW's new race car, or street race car as it were. We've already seen it and we can tell you that it's pretty special, so we'll wait until they whip off this cover and have a good look at it.
You pretty pumped, brother? Oh, we made it, man. It's still surreal, I think. Seeing the whole family here, though, is pretty cool. So.
Give me a wave, Geordie. Give me a wave.
So Adam's put together a pretty nice looking car there. It's a Capri from the early 70s, I'm guessing. And I'm also guessing it's going to have some serious engine underneath that bonnet. The crowd's kind of closing in on us, so we're going to come back a bit later when it's a bit quieter and talk to Adam about what's going on under the bonnet. So it's just stopped raining and being freezing, and now it's only freezing. So cheers, Melbourne. We're going to have a bit of trouble doing the best engine swap because everyone's got their bonnet shut, except for that guy. Maybe he's got the best engine swap. We should go and have a look. It does have an engine swap, and I'm not even mad. It's got twin turbos. but it is an LS. I think we made it harder for ourselves, bro. Pretty nice setup though.
What are you going to do then next time? Clean his paint or something?
I don't know anything about paint. I only know about engine swaps.
True that.
I found a Crown. This is like an MS85, so somewhere in the 70s. It does have a ratchet shifter, so it might have an engine swap, but the bonnet's not up, so I can't tell you. We've got a 40 series ute here. There's next to no chance that this doesn't have an engine conversion, and fortunately we don't need the bonnet up because you can just look through the side. I don't think it has an engine swap. Bit of iconic German engineering here with Porsche 911, something like that. It might be called a 9 something or other, but everyone just calls them 911, so I'm going with that. If you're into street machine and you like XYs with blowers out the bonnet, you probably don't like this. Doesn't mean it's not a cool car. Stop it. Of course, these things are fitted with a beautiful European sewing machine, smooth, flat 6-cylinder engine. As you can, this one's fitted with a small block Chev, so it's reliable.
This is a good contender for engine swap.
It is. Actually, it probably would go well in the street machine thing. Just needs a blower. This is not really considered an engine swap, so to speak, but it is very cool. This is the sort of what they used to have, the original turbo kits they made for 186s and 202s, or red motors. But instead of the Weber carb, it's got an injection throttle on it with injectors in it, so that's pretty cool, I reckon. We're in the Street Elite Hall, so this is not full-on show cars, but still show cars. They're not like show car only things, they're actually street cars that are incredibly well done. So we're going to have a wander and see what we like. Well, sometimes if you're late for lawn bowls, you just got to get there quick, and this is probably the ticket. Nice old Volvo. What are these called? 220s?
I don't know, I'm not too sure.
It's got 2 doors, so I'm saying 220. The Turbo LS, not even mad. Nice RX3, popular item on the Western Sydney streets, that's for sure. A little Mazda 1000 here, everyone loves a Rotor. It's not an R100 because they were 2-door. I feel like we should tell the Simmons story, Woody.
Yeah, go for it. You can tell it.
So, ever since the Bud incident at Summernats a few years ago, everyone thinks that Simmons are shit wheels. But the reality is they originally were a pure racing wheel that was extremely lightweight, 3-piece design. They were used in, like Group A, Group C racing in the 80s, 90s. And then they weren't anymore, and these are like Simmons that are not Simmons, but it doesn't mean Simmons are shit wheels, just these ones are. No offence to Simmons owners.
Aren't they still a 2-piece wheel?
No, I think they're just fake bolts. Could be wrong though. This is relevant to our interests, Woody. What do you like on the grinder with the strut towels?
There's a bit of cutting there, isn't there?
Interesting. Some beautiful cars here in the Street Elite Hall. We don't really have the episode space to cover them all, but if you want to head over to Performance Garage, they will have full coverage of just about everything here. And also there's a bunch of other YouTubers here, or content creators, whatever you want to call them, doing the same thing. So check out a few other channels. Just type MotorEx into YouTube. Search bar, whatever.
You always look at me to correct you.
The Harrod Forbes Machinery House got a big stand here, and we are about to get a new machine. So this is Rick from Harrod Forbes. He's going to show us what we're up for. I spotted this in the Harrod Forbes catalogue, and I thought that sounds like what we need. So Rick, can you explain what's going on with this thing?
Yeah, it's a little CNC plasma robot, so it's for cutting metal out, shapes out. The good thing about this one is you don't need to actually know how to program it. You can use cardboard aided design, or CAD as we call it, and you can follow it around with a stylus. It'll write the program to suit.
Yeah.
So you don't need to have huge computer skills. But you can also use Fusion 360 or something like that to or download a DXF.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Sounds like something that we could make good use of. Now the crowd's dissipated, we can interrogate Adam about the car. So obviously it's a Ford Capri.
It's a 1970 Mach 1.
And why a Ford Capri?
It was my wife's idea, and I've just learned not to argue with her.
Happy wife, happy life. Words to live by. So engine-wise, what have we got there? Big block?
Yeah, we've got a Dandy engines built, 596 cube big block.
And I think you mentioned that it's an aluminium block.
It is. It's a hip-treated Brodix aluminium block.
Nice. Obviously got water in it because you're going to be driving this on the road.
It is a registered street car. It even has cup holders.
It has cup holders. So transmission.
M&M 2-speed turbo 400.
Okay, so this is the one case where you can actually say it's got how many speeds the gearbox has got, because you can make a turbo 400 into a 2-speed. If it's a Power Glide, it's a 2-speed, so you don't need to say it. I just had to rant about that. So you're a rear end man, as we all know. So what's in the back there?
Oh, you promised me you weren't going to bring that up. It's got a 9-inch with Pro gears in it, so 9.5 gear set with an aluminium bolt through case, sheet metal housing with some race products floaters.
So obviously you guys built this entire car other than the paint in the MPW workshop, yeah?
And my shed at home, yeah. Because I did it all with my family, we did it all after hours, so there was times where it was just easier to be at home doing it. So the whole car was wired at home, trim was done at home, a lot of things were done at home.
Oh, nice. So we got a Haltech R5 in charge there for the wiring?
If you just open up a Haltech catalogue and basically tick everything, that's what's in it. We've got R5 controls everything from the pillar forwards, and the PD16 controls everything rearwards. So shock travel sensors, lights, all that kind of stuff are split in half, and then we just operate it via a CAN keypad.
What are you sort of hoping out of this performance-wise, both engine power and quarter time, mile per hour?
I would like to make over 3,000 at the hubs. I think it's definitely capable. We've got one of the best engine builders in the country managing the project, so I'm very confident there. The quarter mile times, my end goal with the car is 650 at 220, but that's going to be years in the making. So if we can get it to bottom 7s relatively quickly, I'll be pretty happy.
Very nice. Oh, it's got twin 98mm turbos too. We forgot about that part. That's big. Really, really big. Thanks, Adam. Good luck with it.
No stress. Thanks, guys. We're going to get him next to his brother.
Hopefully that gives you a bit of an overview about what MotorEx is all about. It's all both a trade show and a car show sort of in one. So you get to see beautiful show cars and street cars, right down to the actual street-driven cars, and also all the cool products that are available from the Australian aftermarket. I guess that leaves us with HARROP, who we're here with. HARROP's got their display up. We've got some beautiful engineering here. This is the old iron line setup that we used in the Kingswood. Old Faithful. We've also got some awesome new products that are sort of still in the sort of design phases, but we've obviously got the big block supercharged setup. That's what's in my Crown. That's in its final stages of being ready for production now. And there's also a couple of new ones for the old school engines. We got small block Chev. Everyone loves a small block Chev, still a crowd favourite. You get much more kudos and high fives if you've got a small block Chev than you've got an LS. So that system is in sort of final stages, I'd say. They got it all set up with one of these CVF drive systems, so you can have unnecessary stuff like power steering and aircon, or there is going to be a race version that's got a larger belt and just an alternator. Up the other end here, we've got another small block favourite. This is the small block Ford kit. It's well on the way of development as well. The old faithful Windsor. No Cleveland as yet. I know Cleveland's are huge in Australia, but Windsors are huge all over the world. So they're starting with the Windsor. Cleveland might come next. Another beautiful setup. They got the CVF kit on the front with all the unnecessary comfort stuff. And again, it will also be available with the race-only setup with a larger pulley. So HARROP innovating as usual and doing it with some older engines for a change, which we love. Thanks to everyone that came by and said hi, had a chat, high five. Some of you guys bought a hoodie. They might still be available. And also thanks to HARROP and MotorEx for having us. It's a great event, and apart from the weather, it's pretty spot on. See you next time.
Hey man, nice car.
Oh, thanks man, built it myself.
How long you had it for?
2 days.
2 days.
So this is my wife.
What are you going to say to yourself?
I'm sorry. That's the usual one. I am sorry for everything I've done and what I will do.
That's what he says to the magistrate.
I'll give you a pro tip, Al. If you look at the model plate before you talk about a car, you
what is it?
quickly spot it's an LX.
It's an LX, yeah.
And no one's going to correct you and go, oh, it's an LX.
What, because the grill's different?
Yeah, something like that.
We were so busy at MotorEx running around looking for extra jumpers that we forgot to announce the winner of the best engines. I don't know. We made up a prize anyway. Best engine swap, I think it was, in the Real Street section of the show. So the winner was Cameron with his Mighty Boy. Really sick setup. Looks terrifying, and I'm sure it actually is in real life as well. So well done, Cameron. Did all the work himself, and that's what we love on the show. So send us an email and we'll work out a prize. I think Woody's going to make you like a trophy or something.
We're going to do a trophy, yeah, out of your old camshaft.
Plastic trophy. It's all worth it. Also, there's tons of hoodies left. If you want to buy a HARROP Big Block Chev Supercharged hoodie, as you would have seen us wearing, then you can buy them on the store now. If you look at the end of my finger here, there'll be some sort of thing that you can possibly link through. But probably the easiest way is just to get on the internet and go to theskidfactory.com and purchase on our page. Thanks for all the support. If you want to watch some more videos, there might be something at the end of this finger as well. Plenty of videos there. We've been around for a little while. So check it out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.